Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Good evening. It's Piff the Magic Dragon. We're about to start the Piff Pod, our weekly podcast at thepiffpod.com, but we'll probably get rid of that because the website doesn't work, and we should just everything at piffthemagicdragon.com. So we're going to do that. But you can find it on Apple Podcasting and other podcasts. I'm a dragon, all right? Why would I know where you should find all these files? So in a moment, we're gonna start the podcast. You can watch it on YouTube or Facebook, and then you can download it later once it's been edited to sound really, really soothing and melodic. So, Alex, we're ready to go? I don't think we got Matt. I can't get Matt. Jay, try one more time. Let me see what he's saying. He said he was around. We usually have a special guest, Matt Donnelly, and he's not answering his FaceTime. We're social distancing, so he's not in the room like he should be. I'll give him one more chance, and then we'll start the old podcast. Well, if Matt's not going to be here, though, we should just do the competition first. We should find the winner. We were going to talk to Matt and catch up. Oh, Matt. Okay, well, I guess he's not around. But then the awkward thing is that we said to Colin we'd call him at 5:15 because we were going to talk to Matt. Let's talk to Jade while we're waiting. Hey, Jade. Oh, wait. Matt says he is around. Jade. Jade, press answer.
Oh, God. This has started off great.
Wait. Can you stand up, Jade, and can you just fold that little window down?
Hi, guys.
You're not listening. Can you just stand up? And then just stand up, fold. No, can you do it carefully? It took me ages. Oh, my God. That is arts and crafts right there. All right. Hey, Matt, put your phone on sideways. On sideways. Have you left your house to talk to us?
No, I'm in my house.
Oh, you're in your house. Okay. All right.
Should I leave?
What?
Should I leave? Should I leave my house?
Yeah, you should leave your house. All right. Let's run the intro.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Fashion Friday. That means Jade gets to wear anything she wants other than a showgirl outfit. We have the amazing Matt Donnelly and Colin Cloud. And a whole bunch of other stuff we'll talk about in a little bit. Boom, podcast live.
Piff Pod Dragon Squad! Piff Pod Dragon Squad! Piff Pod Dragon Squad! He's got a cuddly little bump, a showgirl in a swam. He's gonna do some magic.
And welcome to the Piff Pod, the new and reborn Puff Pod, Puff
You okay
Pid.
today?
No, honestly.
I'm not used to this not being our normal podcast. It's more like a TV show. All
Yeah.
they see is my hands coming into the screen.
Stop doing that on my camera. Normally, our podcast is recorded Monday afternoon in the Flamingo dressing room with a reportable mic thing. I don't know, portable recorder. Matt would know the technical term. What's the technical term, Matt?
Microphone.
Portable recorder.
Right. Okay. And
Are you laying down?
yeah,
I'm actually I'm reclined.
yeah. Let's have a
Sitting up.
close up, Alex. No,
Hello, everybody.
there we go.
Mr.
Yeah.
Matt Donnelly.
Matt
Who's
Donnelly.
your biggest fan, Matt?
You are Jay.
I know.
Yeah, good answer. Carry on living for another 24 hours.
I'm calling in just to feel a little self-esteem.
I like it. No, it's very good. So normally we've been doing this for like 2 years, and we've always done it like super casual, and we decided to up the game a little. Seeing as we had some time, we'd never had time, so
There we
we
go.
built a TV / podcast studio, and we're going to do the podcast from this every single week forever, and we're going to do Piff's Golden Hour, which is 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. weekdays, Las Vegas time, for the foreseeable future until the shows come back, and then we'll probably do that less. But maybe we'll do it like once a week or something. I don't really know. But the important thing is the podcast has been upgraded. This is the future. This is how it happens now. All we've got to do is find something. Put your phone on side, Matt. Don't.
I did.
We're trying to run a professional operation here.
Yeah. Me too.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. So anyway, this is the future. We're going to catch up with Matt first, Jade, and then we're going to talk about what you're wearing, because I think you should wear this all the time. This is
Fashion Friday, baby. I got a rhinestone jogging suit on.
show Matt. Stand up and
All right,
show
hold
Matt.
on, Matt. I'm coming.
For the listener
Okay.
who is not watching this on YouTube, Jade
Oh
is
my
in a
goodness.
black rhinestone jogging outfit with gold spiky earphones,
Oh, wait. Shoe cam.
and she's got shoes on. Oh, they're
my
they're
goodness.
also rhinestoned. Yeah, I like it, Jade. It's very nice.
Fun. It's super fun. Have the Ariana Grande ponytail kick in.
Yeah.
I didn't get time to.
Is that Aria? What's her name?
Ariana Grande?
Is that her actual hair? It's not
her.
yours.
I stole
Let's-
it from her. This is something that she didn't want anymore because she upgraded. So I get Ariana's hand-me-downs.
Oh,
What?
well, very nice.
Oh, by the way, Matt, we have
is,
so much to talk about. We will totally catch
Sure.
up on all this.
Well, let's go, because we've got like 10 minutes with Matt. So Matt, first of all,
Yes.
I want to say I have a newfound respect and appreciation for you living with a beard. I kept my
Oh,
quarantine
yeah.
beard on for like 3 weeks, and then I got rid of it first day of filming. That was the first Piff's Golden Hour, me shaving off my beard.
Thank God.
That's like, but that's like we're clinging to things of normal.
We are.
Right?
We're
So,
clean.
like,
and-
if anything, for you, like that must be just like a ritual. Like, all right, if the world was not totally bizarre, I'd shave to go on camera. So let me do that.
No, I try never to
Right?
shave. I try to be a scruffy little dragon, but once a
like your
week
Piff
or
beard.
once every 10 days, I go, oh, I've got to shave because this looks ridiculous. And I didn't do that for 3 weeks. And because I was not shaving at all, I decided that I wasn't going to trim my beard. I was either all or nothing. And
That's fair.
all was nothing. It was horrible.
Hey, you have your Piff beard in the ambitious card video, right?
I do. If the people want to see that, we all shot. It was me, you, and every
Yeah,
other magician in the world.
Yeah, we all had time.
Yeah. And we all decided to do a trick called the ambitious card, which is where you put a card in the middle of the deck and it comes up to the top over and over again. Yeah.
But your bit's really hilarious in it.
I haven't watched any of it.
My kids wanted to see it because they were in it, so I watched the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. I started, and then it was 18 minutes and I ended.
Yeah, no, I was like, wait, I definitely was like wished I got like a glossary that came with it.
Oh yeah, an
that was
index.
sent out. Yeah, exactly. Just
Where
like,
am I in it?
You're right after me. You're at like 7. You're the late 7-minute mark.
That's all the index people need. Just watch this video. Penn says hi, and then it's 7 minutes later. It's me and Matt.
Yeah, and yours is very funny.
Thank you, Matt. I imagine yours is too.
Mine's just cute. My kids are involved.
Oh, okay. You went for that,
Yeah.
did you?
I was not gonna
Yeah.
compete with you. You had production value, and then early on, someone made a very funny joke that I was like, "Oh, I can't beat that." So
I
gotta
just
go for
believe in
different
magic. You shouldn't lean on a crutch.
Oh,
Isn't that
okay.
right, Mr. Piffles? Is he dead? I don't know. Piffles, chicken? No, he's away. He's in good health.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
Well, I'm trying to get myself nominated for Teacher of the Year in
Yes.
my district. In my district, I mean my house.
Yes.
And I'm competing with my wife to figure out who's the better pre-K or kindergarten teacher, because that's what we're competing for in our house right now.
Amazing,
I
but
don't.
who's voting?
I think my kids and then us, the household vote. I think I'll get one vote out of those 4.
Giveaway.
But that's the big thing there.
Give away sex.
Snacks.
Oh, God. I really did not understand what you just said. That
What is wrong with you?
was just what you normally say to me.
It's not
It's-
what I normally say to you. Oh
Oof.
my God! Give away snacks.
Give away sex.
Oh my God! You two, seriously, it's taken a turn
Give it
for the
away.
worst.
Oh, which we have to keep all this family friendly now that we're doing YouTube/Facebook.
Oh, right. Good point. I'll.
Yeah, Jade.
Thank.
You guys are the ones that have to worry, not me.
Oh my
I
goodness,
have to
really?
worry.
Yes,
I have to
Matt.
worry for
Matt's at least admitting it.
Yeah, Matt's
Yeah.
reclined in a very suspicious manner.
Oh my God!
And you can't tell whether I'm wearing pants. And
Howie Mandel wasn't wearing pants the other day,
Yeah, we did an
did it.
Instagram with him, and he's wearing no pants,
and he said he wasn't wearing
Okay.
pants.
and I believed him.
that's I believe him as well.
Do you like our
one of
fancy
the-
microphones that you can't see?
I do. Was it sure?
Yeah. We're like the Ice Cream Social, which is Matt Donnelly's podcast from
Yeah.
over there. Are you still doing like 9 a week or whatever many you do?
We're still. Yeah. If anything, I'd not slow down the input at all. So I still do 2 ice cream socials and 1 Abracababble. And on that one, I'm going back and watching all the Foolish episodes I've ever worked on and doing behind the scenes of all my Foolish episodes.
Are you
starting in
saying who
season
you
2.
liked and who you didn't?
I am.
Are you like
I
that
am
guy
doing
was a
that.
real idiot? He was a pain to work with.
I mean, everyone always knows my shorthand anyway. But if I say handful, that's usually the biggest criticism, and it means something much more YouTube unfriendly than handful.
I did a cameo appearance on the last season of Flawless, and Teller sent me an email saying, "Thanks for being a handful." Is that what you mean? So-
Oh no!
No,
Oh,
he didn't.
That's not good.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He said, I think he meant to say you were perfect on it, which is very
you-
nice
you-
and completely unwarranted. But what he actually
You're
said
sure that-
was,
"You're sure that he meant that?"
well, no, I don't care whether he meant it or not. And also, you were perfect at being an idiot. Also, there's a lot omitted from that sentence. You were perfect for all the people who were available. But no, what he actually said was, you are perfect. So I printed it out, framed it, and I wear it as I just replaced my face with it, and I just point to my face email whenever Jade says anything bad to me. Tell her says I'm
Wow.
perfect,
I
Jade.
Hmm. Okay.
Where does that go with the Copperfield quote? Like, where do you put those?
Well,
in
the
Piff
Copperfield
file?
quote I can use publicly. I'd have to email Taylor and say, can I use... Oh, wait, I just used it publicly. I guess in the same place now.
Yeah.
Before
Well, I
you
guess
know
if
it,
you're gonna
Matt,
make that
he's going to be
call-
wearing a T-shirt with all his sayings.
That's a great idea. Hey, Alex, let's get a T-shirt printed with all my sayings.
All
Your
his,
sayings or your
I'm
quotes?
perfect, and David
Quotes.
Copperfield, the
Quotes, okay.
quotes. Yeah, the quotes.
And you're just
I'm the
gonna wear that.
best.
Let's
Jade
just.
is always right.
I'm sure people want to know what the David Copperfield quote is. Well, it's funny you should ask. Nobody.
Okay, hit us.
It's Piff is the best, a true original, David Copperfield. That's Piff is the best, a
Which,
true
if you-
original, Sir David Copperfield, Lord and ruler David Copperfield, the one
Wait, is
true.
Alex in studio with you?
Yeah,
Yes, look.
we'll
you want to
we'll
see
show
him?
you. Alex, put on your Alex camera.
Matt can't
You're
see
quarantined.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah,
like
he's 6
7.5
feet away.
Actually, he's a little further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuck
Hey-
in the corner.
He made sure that he was out, my throwing distance. He was so I can't hit him with anything.
I could spit on him from here, but Alex is he's 6 feet away, and then the other thing is he's trapped. He lives in his apartment, and nobody comes in or out, and we live in our house, and nobody comes in or out. So the three of us, we're like a self-quarantine zone.
Yeah, it's our little bubble.
Yeah.
I love it. I actually owe Alex a little gratitude for me being able to participate in the ambitious card video. Alex taught me that trick when I was opening for you in Canada.
That explains a lot.
You are kidding me.
Oh, that is fabulous.
Oh, wow. That-
I love it.
I didn't know that, Alex.
That is
Yeah.
so good.
The student becomes a teacher. I taught Alex magic. That's how we first became friends. And that was a long time ago. We've fallen out from then until now. But
My awkward magic background. It's. He was talking to me like a given. He's like, like ambitious card. I go, I've heard those words all the time, but honestly, I
my
don't know what
God.
it is. And you just showed it to me really quick, and I worked on it constantly. The very first time I ever performed it for
Constantly?
anyone else's eyes. Every time I did the Piff private party, I would work on my ambitious card and stop, change, and fall shuffle for 20 minutes a day.
If you want to see what the ambitious card is, then search for Pen Ambitious Challenge or whatever he called it, and you can watch the same trick over and over again for 18 minutes.
You were so serious about that.
Well, just if they want to know what it is, they'll know. Believe me, they'll know. Matt, we're gonna leave you. Thank you.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, I miss you guys. Stay safe.
We miss you too, but I want you to give a shout out. Your podcast, your
Ice Cream Social.
all the good stuff. I want the fans to come and check you out and become a fan like me.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
I do 2 podcasts a day with my comedy partner, Ice Cream Social. It's just nonsense.
It is just nonsense.
your
I've been on it and spoke
It's a lot of fun.
much nonsense. Enjoy your nap.
And go
Thank you,
Team
sir.
Matt for best teacher.
All right, stay there,
Yeah,
Matt,
thank
because
you.
we got to cover the iPad with something so that we don't all see your phone number.
Okay.
Alex, put it on a close-up of me or something. No, you can still see the iPad. You can still... Oh, you're going to turn it. That's
It's
good. All
so
right, you're good.
good.
You're good, Matt. You can go.
Alex, bravo.
Bravo,
Thank you,
Alex.
guys.
Bravo. Teaching people
Now-
tricks.
While Alex gets Colin on the line, I am going to announce the winner of the competition this morning. I know that podcast listeners are like, why are you announcing a competition, Piff, that we weren't a part of? Well, it's to build the fear of missing out into you so that you can start watching Piff TV every weekday, 10 a.m., 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is Las Vegas time. Roughly, the 10 a.m. one is 6 p.m. in London, England, or all of England. It's also 1 p.m. if you're in New York, Eastern Time. And then the 5 p.m. is 8 p.m. in New York, and I have no idea what time it is in London time.
There you go.
There's
I'll
a guy
help you out.
called Bobby Negus who really wants a shout out. Hey, Bobby! Jay's going to give you a shout out. Turn your phone sideways, Colin.
Oh, are we doing that,
Oh, my
are we?
goodness.
Oh.
Shout
Yeah.
out to
Wait, you got to hold on, Colin. You're not on yet.
Okay.
You're not live yet.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do a shout, Jade?
Yes.
All right.
Yo, Bobby, shout out. What's up? And also, you know what? My boys in Pittsburgh. Yes.
Your
I'm
boys
gonna do
in
a bend
Pittsburgh?
And snap for you, I promise.
You're
I'm
gonna do
a
what?
Bend and snap. They understand. They
Okay.
understand. They gave me the coolest gifts when we were on tour once, and they sit on my dressing room table. It's like really awesome.
I'm going to tell you who won the competition. The competition this morning was to take a picture of the one thing that's keeping you going during quarantine times. For me, it was my penguin slippers that Jade very kindly bought me, which I've been wearing most days. It's like kicking two penguins and getting stuck. And I've been wearing them almost every day. And I wore them this morning on the Piff TV show.
They're super cute.
And this morning, Peter entered the competition, and he said the one thing that was keeping him going was a puzzle of the flamingo, which I'm going to show to the little robot camera, which Alex is going to focus in a minute. Look at that, a little puzzle. That's the only thing that's separating him from madness. The a 5,000-piece puzzle of the flamingo, which is taken a couple of years ago because Donnie and Maria still advertised on it.
Oh my God, it's the one with the lights on.
It's the one with the lights on, yeah.
The
All
lights are on
right.
now.
We're joined now by our guest, friend, and first ever guest on Piff TV a few days ago. But we had a technical meltdown, and I also didn't realize that Colin doesn't get up until, like, I don't know, 5 p.m. Because
5 minutes ago, yeah.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago. So we're getting him at a better hour of the day. He was all over the place. I mean, that was definitely the
Welcome,
problem.
Colin. Jade is here. Hey. I understand. That's why I wasn't there the other morning.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think, and with everything going on in the world, it's like, why are you still getting up that early, you maniac? Like, lay down for a second.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not in a dragon's blood.
No, I'm a hard-working
no.
dragon.
Yeah, he doesn't. I actually am lucky to get that sleep. But
Yeah.
Is Colin practicing card tricks?
Yes, that's what a magician
Oh,
does.
I've got
They
ESP
practice
cards.
and practice
Look at
and
me.
practice.
Look
Are you
at
going to
this.
do a trick?
No, I'm not going to do a trick.
Well, what are
No,
you?
it's not your
I don't know what you're
fault.
doing.
Oh, I'm just. Chloe left them on the kitchen table, so I was like just dicking about with them. I apologize.
Colin, this is a family-friendly podcast, and unless your middle name is Richard, then I would ask you to refrain from that kind of language.
It is.
Whoa,
It's
whoa,
Colin
whoa, whoa.
Richard.
The other morning, you were swearing way more than I was. You were...
No, that was when we weren't on air. I was trying to get it working.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, we weren't live at that point. I was saying some terrible things off air.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So, Colin, you and I have known each other for 10 to 11 years, the whole life of Piff.
Yeah.
We found out the first time Colin and I met, Jade, which was in the basement of a restaurant or something in Edinburgh when we were walking around interrupting strangers at some publicity event for the
Amazing.
Edinburgh Festival.
There you
Begging
go.
for their love and attention.
Yeah, we were. Do you
get
do you still do that, Colin?
No, I never did it really well either. I honestly, the thing I always hate with an audience, I don't know if you find this, is you get like one chance on stage to introduce yourself, and as long as you do that well, then you know you're good to go. But
Yeah.
having to reintroduce yourself over and over again to different groups of people on like small numbers, I just felt like I was interrupting all night. I know it's been described by many magicians, but like no, I hated it, and I think that came across, and it made me cringe. So never enjoyed it. Have very rarely done it in my career, and doubt I will ever do it. There are people that would do it way better than me, so I'll just avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, you and me both. I was terrible. I mean, nobody wants to see this coming at them at a restaurant. I mean, I used to do it like 4 or 5 nights a week in restaurants all over London. And I would say, "Good evening. Have you seen the magician?" And they were like, "No." And I'd be like, "Ta-da! I'm here." Oh God.
Was this before you were reincarnated, or was this like?
No. Yes, it was. Sorry, it was when I was a regular human before I underwent my great
The boring
transformation.
days. Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
When I became a dragon and did it, people would then come up to me asking me what I was doing at the party.
Yeah.
And it was a really great... So if somebody pays enough money, I'll do it, but no one's got that much money, so...
Yeah, no, that's I always I mean everyone has their price, and I mean if you're willing to go there, I mean I will bring these cards to your event,
Oh,
and I
no.
will, yeah. But otherwise,
Hey, rich people, book me and Colin for your first soiree when we get back from the old coronavirus.
yeah,
Colin and I will walk around.
Yep.
I will be beckoned to groups, and Colin will have to push his way in front of strangers.
yeah, I'm gonna come dressed like this hipster trucker as well. That's my new jam. I'm commit. I don't know if people can see me on this podcast.
Oh,
because
they can.
They can see you if they're watching live or they're watching the catch-up. But let's describe what you're wearing. It's a denim jacket,
Yes, it is.
a New
It's just
York Yankees hat, because that's where you're from.
Well, no, this is really bad. I just thought it meant New York. Just like I love the place, so I did not even know it was a sports team. Is that bad?
That's terrible.
Okay, cool. I can live with that.
But it's something that I've done many times in this country.
Yeah, I mean we're not from these parts, so we're trying our best, you know. And I'm really enjoying growing this at the moment. This has become my new hobby. It's very, doesn't take much effort, and just growing facial hair until we have to go back to work.
I tell you what does take a lot of effort. Colin runs 6 miles a day.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's like I was on the treadmill this morning. I'm working out every day, Colin, because I'm going to get some sweet dragons.
Yep.
So I was
Good.
on the treadmill, and I ran 6 miles an hour, and I did 3 minutes and almost died.
I mean, yeah. I mean, did you know me when I used to be really overweight? Do you remember this?
No.
No, I was kind of reincarnated. as
How?
well.
Hang on. How heavy are you now?
Oh, in pounds, I don't really know. I know that I'm like 11.5 stone.
11.5 stone. All right. Alex is converting it. And how heavy were you before?
I know I was 65 to 70 pounds heavier than I am now.
Well, you can't give us one answer in stone and then instantly.
161
Ah.
pounds.
Hang on a minute. Hang on.
Fuck,
You're wait. Now you're 161 pounds. And how
Yep.
tall are you?
6 feet.
Oh my God. And add 65 pounds to that. It's 225. Oh yeah. So that was a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, I was, yeah. I took up a lot of room at the party, but
You lost 65 pounds. I've lost
Yeah.
20 pounds, Colin.
go you.
No,
That's a
don't go
start.
me.
Hey,
Now I just
Colin.
feel.
Colin,
Mhm.
you're sitting. I want you to scoot over so we can really see you and we can see how much you've lost. Come on.
Yeah, you
Scooch-
just move to the
scooch
right
this
a
way.
bit.
Keep going.
What
The other
do you-
right.
The other
That's,
way.
Yeah,
The
there
other
you go.
way.
Into the middle of the. Oh,
Ah.
yeah, look at that.
No, yeah.
The other.
now
No,
stay,
that's it.
Stay.
That's it.
Stay. Don't move. Now we can see.
For the listener at home, Colin
Love it.
has moved into view. Oh, is that
Yeah.
back out?
Am I in
Yes,
the wrong place?
there you go. We
How
have
did
this
you
little
lose-
Pip sign, and it keeps covering up
Don't-
your hat. So I
the-
want to
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's a
It's
trade
almost like we
secret
didn't
that
rehearse
Colin
this.
doesn't know about.
Yeah, but
He's
the
facing a
viewers-
light.
the
He has no idea
viewers
what's
can
happening.
See it. I can
Okay.
see it, and I want to see his whole head.
Yeah.
Now it's perfection.
Now, Colin,
Yeah, no, I was. But the secret is,
you were what?
with the running, the secret to the running.
Did you
is
say
if
you were
run, this is how I did
fat?
it. Me?
Is that what you said?
Well, at some point, like a second ago, yeah. The secret to running.
Oh,
though,
right, okay.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah,
I'm giving
Colin,
you
we're on a
goals
little
here.
bit
Can
of a
you hear me?
lag here. So every time you start talking, I start talking and vice versa. But I will now open the airwaves to give you space to talk about the running. Please proceed.
Well, this is you're gonna, I think, appreciate this, and this is people put themselves off running because they try and do too much too fast. But when you're getting into it, you want to run for 40 seconds, stop for 20 seconds, and then run for 40, and then stop for 20. And by doing that, you build up your tolerance and your stamina. So that 40-20 split is like how I learned to run for 6 miles now without like.
What's your longest run?
That's not that good. Maybe like 13 miles. It's not
Whoa.
marathon, but marathon's 26. I mean, it's not quite jump roping.
Yeah, I had to stop that because we moved the furniture around in the Piff TV studio and I've got no room for it anymore.
Are you
I was-
joking?
I was
You're
going to
not
do a
using the jump
thing
rope?
where I did jump rope every day and I like tried to set a record because I'm working on a trick with jump rope and I couldn't do it anymore.
But if they book you and I for their parties after this, we'll bring the jump rope and we'll turn up and we'll do that trick for them in their living room.
Yes. If you want Piff the Magic Dragon to jump rope in your living room and you have cash, well, Colin and I will turn. He'll be my jump rope bringer. Sorry, Jade, you have to. You can bring the towel, Jade. You want to bring the towel?
Oh, gosh golly, I'm so excited.
Goosh golly.
Yes, I'm
All
watching
right.
my language.
Colin, how long did it take you to lose 65 pounds?
I did it in like a year. It
Yeah.
was over the course of a year. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
responsible period.
Yeah, I mean, I could give you hope in like 4 days and just, gone. But like reality was that no, it did take me quite some time. But
He's such a straight talker, isn't he, Colin? I love it. He's
so nice.
He's the
I'm
best.
I'm efficient.
It's
Yeah.
Scottish.
What
Yeah.
It's a Scottish trait, isn't it?
is it?
Yeah.
Speaking directly.
Isn't it, Colin?
I mean, most Scottish people, I don't think you would be able to understand them. I mean, if you go over the Forth Road Bridge, you would struggle. So I have very much learned how to talk effectively and efficiently so that most Americans can understand what the hell is coming out of my mouth.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Absolutely not.
Mr. Piffles is Scottish. I can't understand a word he says. Now, Colin, you and I, we first met at the Edinburgh Festival, which
Yep.
we must have done. How many years have you missed since 2009?
Not really many. Like this year would have been my first year off since like starting there because like you, that was kind of like the beginning, and you had your trajectory because of like Penn and Teller and then AGT, and like you just skyrocketed globally, but like especially in Edinburgh. And I think for me, being the local Edinburgh boy, that helped my trajectory in Edinburgh,
Yeah.
and that led to like Illusionists finding me and stuff, and getting to play the Grand, which was like my dream venue, and playing there 3 years in a row was just insane. So for people that don't know the Edinburgh Festival, like basically every possible imaginable venue, like in Edinburgh, hotel rooms, the basement of bars become quote unquote theaters, right? And we all pay a ridiculous amount of money to turn up and basically die for the first couple of days while audiences build and you try and get the word out, and then eventually people come, and but year upon year the momentum it kind of grew. So I stuck with it, and thanks to an amazing team around me, managed to finally work up to the Pleasance Grand, which had always been the venue I would go see. Like Bo Burnham, for example, I saw him in that room a few years ago, and like just every comedian that I've really got a lot of respect for, not all, but like a lot of comedians I really respect have played that room, and I've seen them there. So to finally end on that high of doing that a few years in a row, yeah, it was the dream.
And now they've cancelled Edinburgh this year.
Yeah, they knew I wasn't coming back, and they're like, "Well, we're not doing this."
Wow. Oh God,
That's how
Colin.
it's
When
seen.
I didn't come back, they kept doing it. They were fine.
Ah, okay.
Well, they actually, I think, doubled up on shows.
Yeah, I think they did.
More people.
It was it was a bonanza. Most
Piff is
successful year in
here.
Edinburgh
Here
yet.
we go.
Wow.
Oh my God. Now then, you did America's Got Talent 2 years after me. Is that correct?
Probably that sounds
What-
about
what
right.
year?
Yeah.
2017.
2017. Yeah, so 2 years after me, and you went on there as a forensic. What did you call it? Forensic
Mind reader. Yeah.
forensic mind reader. Now,
Yeah.
I was, because like in the UK before I was a dragon, I used to be called a contemporary magician, which is the same as a magician but has the word contemporary in front.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different kinds of mind readers, and some of them just have, they're all mind readers, but they have a different word at the front. And I thought that's what Colin had cleverly done, rebranded himself as something that's slightly different to most. But no,
No.
guess what? Colin has a degree in, Jade.
Shout it out.
Forensics.
I figured
Oh, yeah.
that.
She
but I
wanted-
wanted you to take
She
all the
wanted
glory,
to say hair
you
and
know.
beauty.
It's CSI. The C in CSI stands for Colin. And the S stands for other things.
Super investigative.
Colin,
Scottish.
Scottish investigation technique. Yeah, there we go.
Done. There we go.
I
I'm
gave you the
having
word
that. That is on the
super,
new
but
business card.
you know.
Like he actually
Thank you,
has.
Dave.
Do you understand how rare this is in magic? People are always doctors and professors, but they like always wrote off on the internet for this sort of stuff.
Well, Colin, you and I could have a lot of discussions. I really like watching all those styles.
I told him he's not allowed to give you any advice on where to bury the dragon, okay?
Yeah.
how to
Plotting
get
something
rid of
in
all the
background.
DNA and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, see? I told you it wasn't that hard.
Yeah, that's just why I said that he's not allowed to help you out. I mean, I want to live. So you went on AGT. You got through to the semi-finals.
I did.
You which one did you do the thing where you like rinsed your mouth with Mel B's spit or whatever it was?
Oh yeah, that was in the what do they call it? The judges' cuts.
Oh, it's the second round, yeah.
Yeah, where I would lick the hand of Mel B and tell her like what she'd eaten that day. Yeah, which has since become a strong part of like one of the routines I would do in the show with Shin. And as of like 2020, now I can no longer probably be licking people's hands.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
more licking people.
Mm-mm-mm.
This
So,
this this time affects us all in different ways.
It really does. Yeah, the depression is real. So yeah, but no, big rewrites. Obviously, I don't know how you're finding it. I think we touched on this the other day, but like just trying to evaluate where we're going to be at when this all comes to an end and work out exactly what we still can and can't do.
I think it's too much of an unknown.
Yeah,
I think you can't. We're all trying to know something that's an unknown.
I think I definitely know that licking a hand is going to be a massive faux pas.
Maybe, or maybe it's what the people want after so long away from being unlicked.
After all that time of being distant, let's get just super close
Hands
to
would be
make
so
up for
dry.
that lost time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Jade, do you want me to lick your hand?
No.
I can lick your hand. Let me lick your hand. Come on. Just.
How is it?
Oh my God.
It's salty.
He's so vegan right now. He
Yeah,
just-
I'm so vegan. Vegetables just rubbed off on Jade. There's some cress growing on her hand.
Oh, it's so
Do you have cress
Sorry,
in
I
this
thought you
country?
meant- No, I thought you meant vegan because you licked the meat, but you didn't actually digest it or like chew on it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
Colin.
vegans do. They're just forever licking those bacony products, aren't they? Yeah, but they don't eat them, so it's fine.
No, I don't understand vegans who eat things that taste like the things that they.
Yeah, that
No
feels
longer
like
eat.
they're
That's a
trying to
bit-
find a loophole. Yeah.
Yeah. There was this woman who she entered the competition as well, which was, send pictures of things that are getting you through. And one of the things was, well, one of this women sent me chocolate martinis. Now we can all understand how that would get you through the corona period. If you like chocolate and alcohol, then you can do both things in one. But somebody else sent me a picture. She said, I just gave up drinking. And let me see if I can find it. And I've started making non-alcoholic cocktails. Mocktails. And they
Yes.
involve potatoes.
Oh,
And
It's really
waste.
high in starch and carbs, and if you're even close to being diabetic, I wouldn't suggest
Yeah.
that
What
at
she's
all.
basically saying is, I've given up cocktails, but I'm eating a lot of French fries. Right? That's what's
yeah,
happened
look
there.
at this. Look at it. Look. Well, you won't be able to see it, Colin. We'll have to. I'll get Jade to describe it for you and the listener. Jade, could
Please,
you
Jade.
describe the image on my phone to
As
Colin?
soon as we get it on the monitor.
Can
I
you
can't-
focus, Alex?
I
Can you
can't
get this
see
on
it.
a bit quicker, Alex? Oh my God. Here we go.
I still can't see
Can you
it.
zoom in?
How about I just do this?
Oh yeah, you could just look,
Yeah.
Jade, couldn't you, with your face?
She'll come to you.
Okay. What is that? Potato juice?
Yeah, it's like potato juice and a jar of garlic.
Garlic, yeah.
And I mean, that looks like something that Brett Francis would grow.
Oh, isn't that exciting?
Well, I mean, I think it just shows why if you're going to give up alcohol, you have to give up cocktails too. It's no halfway house.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's just teasing yourself. That's like psychological self-harm. No one needs that. That's ridiculous.
And that is a forensic expert speaking.
Mhm.
Do you ever get tired of being introduced as a forensic expert? Because that's all I'd like to be known as. It's Piff the Magic Dragon, forensic expert.
Yeah, no, I think most people assume, like, you have that it's just it's this fake identity that I have assumed because it sounds a little bit sexier than just mind reader for some reason. But so I actually find that having to defend the fact that I really have this degree, that is the annoying part, because people watch me on stage, and I am a bit like aggressive and shouty at people and stuff. So then they just think, well, the forensic, where does that come into it? And then it's just, no, that is really what I did. They're like, yeah, but not really. And I'm like, no, really. And then it's,
Well, it's because magicians they lie for a living. You understand? Professionally, we lie for a living.
Oh
So-
no, I'm utterly legit. In
The only
everything
thing- Right. The only truth in magic is that Colin is a legitimate forensic expert, and I am a
Yeah,
I
but
am a
I've seen
legitimate,
Colin on
genuine magic
stage,
dragon.
And I know you say you're like a little aggressive and all that, but you actually, as an audience member, you're not. You're
Well, that's-
very charming.
Yeah, but that's
Like,
because you spend
people-
your life working with me, and I make children cry regularly.
Yeah, that's true. But you are. You're very charming.
Thank
You're
you.
amazing with the crowd. And the women and the people sitting around us when we saw the show was just adoring you. They were just like, he is so cool. He's awesome. And so give yourself a pat on the back.
Oh,
Yes.
you're far too kind.
I
mean,
became a fan when I saw the show over at
oh,
the
thank
Mirage.
you. I think people are always surprised because AGT, I don't know if they did this with you, but they had me like assume this dark emo type persona and they asked me to like take the comedy out of stuff, and they would like ask me to not do as many jokes. And it was weird. They wanted it to be really, because I didn't really go in with like a backstory of like anything emotional or like having overcome anything. It was like they'd be like, so how's this going to affect you if you don't win? I'm like, well, I'll go back on tour with Illusionists, and that's like the world's biggest magic show, so I'll be okay. I don't think they like that, so they were just like, well, we'll just make you dark and mysterious. So the first audition I did with the kitten, I had a lot of my like jokes and stories in there, and they just cut everything out that seemed funny. So it was like, this guy's just creepy, and it was like, all right, cool. And it was like, as we went, they wanted just more and more of that sort of creepy, mysterious vibe. So when people now see the show, it's like, oh, we didn't know that you were funny. And I'm like, well, so it's bizarre. It is. I kind of prefer it. Like, I hate when people call themselves a comedy magician, and then you see them and you're just like, wait, you were kind of neither. So like, I much prefer not saying one thing, and then if it happens, then it's like this extra surprise. So I'm kind of happy with how it
You
panned
just
out.
be
I'd rather
Colin Cloud and let people kind of go from there.
say that again. Sorry.
You just want to be Colin Cloud, not really anything that's labeled. I'm Colin Cloud. This is what I do, and then they can just choose their judgments.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad that you felt, and other people have felt, like when they've seen the show in the Mirage with Shin Lim every night from May 15th, apparently. It is a nice surprise for people that it isn't that same creepy character on stage, and that it has more depth to it than just that.
Well, I think you succeeded. I thought it was amazing, but I do have a couple of questions.
Oh.
Do you share a dressing room with Shin Lim? Because if so, how much hairspray does he use?
We've got two dressing rooms, two green rooms, but the food all gets delivered to his. So I get ready in mine, and then we go to his room, and we basically use that as the kitchen area as well. But no, we both bizarrely use this product in our hair called Osis, which looks like, and I'm
Called
not
what?
exaggerating, it looks like cocaine in a little tub, and you just pour it on your
it's
hair.
the dry
and
powder.
Yes.
It is
I'm-
so good.
Yes. And he and I
Ah,
shared, we
yes.
bonded in New Zealand over our love of this hair product. So literally, it's not hairspray, it's literally this powder in your hair that makes it all, when you've not washed your hair for like a
Yes,
few days. and
so basically, let me explain. It's a dry shampoo.
yes,
Yes, it's a dry
essentially, yes.
shampoo, and you sprinkle it in your hair, and it takes all the grease out, and you can kind of puff your hair back. But I remember back in the day when I was first starting theater, I would see people do the baby powder, but they would have to shake it out of their hair.
We don't know what that means,
Yes.
Jade.
No.
Oh, we know. We know.
Okay, so anyway, they're in their own world. But baby powder also takes the grease out of your hair. It's an old showgirl trick that they would do for years, and hairdressers would do it, fashion models. And then someone finally created one that doesn't show up in your hair.
Wow, I didn't know that. So
Yes,
we're all
there's a whole
learning
history
something
of dry
today. This is
shampoo.
great.
Whole
Wait,
history.
wait. So if Colin runs out of whatever Osis or whatever it was called.
If you get desperate, just ask for some baby powder, but you have to be careful because, your hair being darker,
Yep.
it'll lighten it. Just put a little bit in there. I know you can't see me, but I'm showing the whole thing. Put a little in there, shake it out, and just
Yep.
really rub it in. You'll be all right. You'll rock it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this interview paid for itself.
Well, there you go. I like to bring value. Colin, can you tell me about doing the Royal Variety performance in 2017, please?
Yeah. What specifically would you like to know? Like, how detailed? What do
Which
you...
royal was there?
Oh, it was Kate and Prince William. Kate Middleton, Prince William.
Now, do you only get one royal these days at the Royal Variety performance?
It was literally them as a tag team. They showed up. No one else, just those two, in a little private box off to the side, which was meant to be heavily, like, you would think they would have loads of security. Literally just one guy standing at the door. And by the way, at one point, I saw him and he nipped off to the bathroom. So literally, you could have just gone in and been like, all right, Kate, all right, Prince William. But, like, obviously I didn't. But that was kind of surreal. But, yeah, I think they're my favorite royals. I don't know where you sit on the full royal family situation.
I don't like any of them. I'm a dragon. I mean, royals, there's a reason I left England, okay?
Yeah.
It's
No,
a
I get it.
country notorious for slaying my species.
Yeah,
So-
no, I think you and William would hit it off though. I think he's a different type of royal. He's like new money. So it's
He's new money.
yeah.
Oh,
He's not on the banknote yet, so he's keeping it real. So yeah, I was delighted it was them. It was in the London Palladium, which was like a dream venue to play in as well.
that's where I was, right, Alex?
Yeah, for live
Oh,
at the Palladium.
I did one of the worst gigs of my life live at the Palladium.
Was it
Why
on
was
TV?
it your worst gig?
It was broadcasting it. I just did it for the money. I needed the money, and it was a disaster.
Oh, okay.
It was around.
This is-
It was the same time I did America's Got Talent.
Oh, I know which one.
I had to.
Yeah.
I was so poor. I've been out of work for a year. I was crazy poor, and I got a gig. What's his name?
Bradley Walsh.
Bradley Walsh.
For the Americans.
Is-
like Drew Carey without talent.
Oh, really?
What?
Is Alex's opinion?
Oh, is this the guy that's on Doctor Who now? Is it that Bradley
Yeah,
Walsh?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So anyway, I had to. He wanted to do a magic trick in this show, but he had very specific ideas about the trick that he wanted to do, and I had other ideas, like maybe it should be a good trick and work and other things. Anyway, we spent like 2 or 3 days. I think maybe met up, and then we spent 1 day rehearsing it. And every time we rehearsed it, it got worse and worse and worse. And his first idea, he wanted to put, in his words, a really fat woman in a box and saw her in half because it would be hilarious. And I said, I don't think there's anything funny about fat shaming somebody on national television.
Mhm.
So the next idea was he wanted to put a really old lady in a box and saw her in half because it would be hilarious. And I said, I don't think there's anything funny about killing an old lady on national television.
Yeah, I
and,
feel that.
And they were adamant about it. So then I spoke to my lawyer and I asked who they would sue first. And it turns out it would be him, the television company, and way down the list would be me. And I was like, all right, fine, let's do it. So
Right.
I went there and we rehearsed, and it was, like I said, it started off bad and got worse and worse and worse. And when I did it on television, I just stood perfectly still while Bradley did this whole thing so they could edit around me. And I thought, well, they're definitely going to turn this into a 30-second bit somehow. It lasted 8 minutes, and I just stood there, just like pointing at the box that Bradley was sawing the lady in half in. The only bit that I enjoyed was that the lady, he sawed her in half, and then he put her back together again, and he opened the box, and her arm just flopped out, just lifeless.
Okay.
And he went white as a sheet. Like, you could see the fear in his eyes.
Yeah.
And he shook her, and she didn't respond. And then he was like, he was like, like trying to lift her out of the thing, and then she sort of suddenly came to and like, oh, I'm okay, and then wandered off stage. And afterwards, it turned out she thought it'd be hilarious to pretend to die on stage.
Oh my God, she's my favorite.
And he was furious. He was not happy
Wow.
about that.
It sounds like the sort of thing, though, I imagine you prepping her to do right before it starts, just
Right.
to kind of own it.
Yeah, I'm not that clever. So it's
Oh,
kinds
I
of
believe
thing
that,
that you
but-
would do because you've got a degree in forensic expertise, so you would know exactly how
Yeah.
to fake your own death.
I could, yeah. I mean, yeah. It would take more than a shake to revive if I was involved. I would really help them commit.
So
but-
did you have a more enjoyable experience than I did at the Palladium?
Well, I did. It was kind of annoying in that they didn't. So I wanted to. Kate Middleton was pregnant at the time, and I pitched them this idea that would involve. I get why they wouldn't go for it, but like it was like I want to do something with them, and it was to do with like predicting the name of the baby and stuff like that. And they were just like, "Oh, absolutely not." So I mean, it was. I mean, the name of the baby. It's going to be 1 in 4 names, isn't it? But like, they were like, don't speak to them, don't register them. So it was kind of weird in that you had to do the gig, pretend they weren't there. But the gig was literally just full of like very posh, middle-aged military individuals who were just like, yeah. I mean, it was a fun gig, but every act that had gone on before, it felt like you didn't really hear much of a reaction for them. And I mean, these are big names like Miranda. Do you
Yeah.
know the comedian Miranda? She was hosting. She was struggling, and then the scripts were on, and they were struggling. One of the guys from One Direction, he struggled. And then the thing that was messing me up was the Killers were on right before me. And I'm like, well, they're going to crush it because they're like the headliner essentially, but right in the middle. And I'm like, this is, but thankfully I think that's what, won the audience around. They were amazing. And then I went out and just, the way I hit the stage with energy and stuff. And yeah, it seemed to go really, not really well because there's that layer of, I'm sure if you're a performer who's very critical of yourself, which I very much am, you come off and you're immediately going, oh, I should have said that there. Oh, I could have done that. There were certain things that I did say that I was like, okay, at least I was, the more stressed you are, I find the worse my ad-libbing is. And it was a bit stressful, but managed to relax in places and like come out with some clever one-liners at points. But yeah, on the whole, I mean, really glad I did it. But it wasn't. It's tough. People are always like, "What's your favorite gig of all time?" And it will always be in my head, like, "Oh, that one night I did that 10-minute spot, that thing in Edinburgh where all these funny extra moments happen." But people want you to say things like Royal Variety, and it's like, yeah, it was fun, but it wasn't like the dream show of all time. But definitely honored to have been asked to do it.
I just find it's difficult to have fun at those gigs because basically it's the professional. It's nothing like this in actual stakes, but it feels like someone's got a gun to your head and you're there going,
the
either
pressure's
I'm going to
insane.
work for 2 or 3 years off the back of this, or I'm never going to work again. Bradley Walsh.
Yeah, yeah. The pressure is insane, right? And when it aired, people tweeting shit about everything. Stuff on everything. My
Colin,
bad. My
Colin.
bad.
No, that word
Ships.
is safe.
You said
I
ships.
said it with an accent, so it was
It's
it was
fine.
charming,
That word
right,
is safe.
Jade? Yeah, I think when it aired and people were online chatting about it, I think I came off fairly well. Like people were really laying into it, and I think myself and the comedian, whose name I forget, he's one of the guys who's on the panel, one of the
Howie.
panel shows, and that could be anyone I'm
Oh,
aware
what?
of in the UK. But
Alex will know. Describe them.
he sings as well. He sang with Michael Ball.
Okay.
Oh, Jason Bamford.
Yes, he
There you
was
go.
a delight.
He's nice. I like Jason.
Yeah, he was really, really nice. We actually shared a dressing room as well, which was, amazing. And he was lovely. And when I came off, I did that thing where, I would fake that I couldn't guess the person they were thinking of. And this was my closer for like 2 years, like in Edinburgh. When I went from one show to the next, I couldn't find anything to beat it. All the way through the show, trying to guess who they were thinking of. And at the end, I would be like, I'm not going to get it. Who is it? And they would be like, Superman. And I'd be like, oh, okay, I wouldn't have gotten that. And it's like really awkward I spoke to some actor friends who really taught me how to genuinely make this moment feel really awkward. So it wasn't like bad like I've seen magicians fake it's gone wrong. But we know it hasn't really. But like, I really took this to the point where you think that I'm gonna say, I've got it right, and I dragged it out. So it was really awkward. And then, just when it got to the right side of awkwardness, I would unbutton the shirt slowly and do this. And I was wearing like the Superman t-shirt and costume. So did that there, and like the reaction was, yeah, thankfully that was like, yeah, the moment that I'll remember of that full experience was the full place just going crazy for that.
Well, you and I, very different experiences at the
Yeah,
London
I mean, I was
Palladium.
gonna play dead, but I thought, it's not gonna
No,
bode
but you
well in this summer.
understand awkwardness and when
I
things
do.
go
Oh,
wrong.
believe me, I understand bleeding something dry until you don't think there's any more
Yes.
life in it.
You did
Yeah.
a gig for a Prince one, didn't you? Are you allowed to talk about that?
Probably not.
Do you want to?
I did a gig for. You must have done this gig. Have you done that gig for the Prince in the Seychelles?
No.
You haven't? Where they fly you to the island where like half of it is a hotel and half of it is his private palace.
No, completely unaware of this, but I want to hear about the time the dragon went to the palace by choice. Here we go.
Oh, now I'm starting to. I thought you were at least going to back me up, and two of us would be sued.
You do realize they can find you.
Yes.
I'd be
What happened?
very careful with my
We can
words.
clean it up.
What?
Just don't talk about the prostitutes. or the
Oh
dress.
God! Really?
Avoid that,
Okay.
and they'll be fine.
Oh my God! Anyway, let's just say it was all fine and
So,
everything
Colin,
ended
once
well.
again, you are charming. What is wrong with our English people right
It's
now?
It's the English
Oh
versus
my
the Scottish.
God.
Edinburgh is
Ugh.
basically my second favorite place in the world outside
It
Las
is
Vegas.
amazing.
Yeah, Edinburgh is stunning.
The only thing that
I've never understood why they had it in Edinburgh. I'll never forget watching a comedian in Edinburgh who, when they did the Just the Tonic launch party,
Yeah.
and they would be like, welcome to the show, and everyone here is from London. Why the hell have we not just done this there? But I think there is like a real charm and a real it's definitely far too many people, shows, etc. for one city to cope with. So yourself, the month of Edinburgh being in that bubble is like there's nothing. Even Vegas isn't quite like it, because at least in Vegas now we can, at the end of our show, we can just like put our hat on, like leave the theater, go home, and like have a real life. But in Edinburgh, even though I live there, you're surrounded by it constantly. It's
you've
just
got to do like 9 shows a night.
Yeah, it's nonstop.
And like when you're new there and you're flyering in the morning, you're trying to grab a Starbucks and lunch in the afternoon to keep your energy up. Then you're gonna go do 3 5-minute spots in some like variety shows that you hope have an audience, so that you can then flyer them. Then you need to go set your show. Then you do your show. You maybe get dinner. You maybe don't. You then go do 2 more shows. It's. I mean, here's the thing. On reflection, now I loved every second of it, and those years were like glorious. And that effort and that hard work, like I hopefully will never need to work that hard again in my life. But if I had to, I would, because I know that like ultimately it paid off. And yeah, I love Edinburgh. Like I really do. Like people are like, do you like Vegas? Are you settling in? I never had any real desire, genuinely, to be in Vegas. Like you and I chatted about this when we went for lunch the other week. I never planned to be here. Like if you genuinely had said to me, "Where's your dream location to perform?" It would have been New York, London. Never in a million years would I have thought Vegas would have been on the list. And Shin very kindly asking me to be a part of the show. Like I love Shin, like he's family. He's like a brother to me. I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have full creative control, and I've gotten into it. And initially, the show was meant to be 3 nights, and that was it. And then they sold out, and then they were like, "Do you want to do a week?" And we were like, "Yeah, when? We can see if we can." And I mean, I'm honored and delighted and grateful that it has grown and grown and grown the way that it has. But like, I am genuinely very surprised that I'm here. And knowing that I was going to be missing Edinburgh this year for the first time in 10 years was like kind of heartbreaking. It really was. I was not looking forward to it. So like in a weird way, I'm a little bit glad it's not happening.
Oh wow! Oh my God,
Yeah.
Colin.
That-
Well,
How
just
selfish,
go
right?
back to the negative parts. Mine,
Yeesh.
I loved Edinburgh, but the only thing I hated was the end of the night. If your show was super late, all the food trucks would be shut down. There wouldn't.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you'd be desperate.
You also
for,
hated the rain and the cold. and the food.
Of course. What was your favorite food truck though, Jade? I'm interested.
The creperie.
That
Which
was
one?
Piff's. That was Piff's
What was your favorite one?
Yeah, the creperie was really good.
Okay.
It was it was always over there by
By
the
Assembly Gardens.
yeah, Alex.
What did
knows.
it serve?
Crepes.
Yeah, the creperie.
Yes, but the one that served the lobster.
Oh,
and-
lobster rolls.
Yes.
There was a lobster roll truck.
Yeah.
Mm.
We didn't. It depended where we were performing. We didn't. We would just kind of stick to that area.
Yeah.
But there was
I
a
love
restaurant we
mac-
went to the first
sorry.
year that we ate steak every night.
We go to L'Escargot Bleu
Oh,
every
That's
year.
my favorite. That's my favorite. The best sticky toffee pudding in the
Wow.
world.
Yeah.
Yes. This is. Ah.
You
I
guys
can't
were
even.
doing all right that year, weren't you? Steak every night.
Yeah, but let me explain
Wow.
the steak. It came in these big pans.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Wait. I do know what you're
It
talking
was
about.
so good.
Why did we do this? We did this thing.
We would take
I
all the tip
know what it
money.
was. It was the the assembly attic or something.
Checkpoint.
Checkpoint. Remember the assembly checkpoint?
Yep,
They had a
yep, yep,
restaurant
yep.
downstairs, and we were doing it. I think for some reason we were getting paid. Were we getting paid a flat or something?
No, it was every time you did a spot, like
Right.
a best of the fest, we
Yeah.
take that money that night and go to the late night restaurant.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know
we
what.
would go
Yeah,
have
because we
dinner.
sold out. The main show.
show,
I just
yeah.
why are we so flush with cash in Edinburgh? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was because the business.
So
was
we would
done.
go eat our faces off
Right.
instead of putting it in the bank.
Love it. Tax write-off. I love
Yeah.
it. Genius.
Yeah.
It was
Smart.
amazing.
And we would go in and
Yeah.
order like 7 steaks and 4 chickens, and
There's nothing likable about this in retrospect.
there's nothing. It's just horrific. This big people
But
are
I
listening.
did love Edinburgh. I just didn't like the rain.
No, I know.
Because
People
the first
Yeah.
year we were doing a show in one of the big tents.
that was the
Yep.
same year. This is all the same
Yes,
year.
but that's what I said, the first year.
Yeah, we
All
were
right,
at
pay
the
attention, Piff. All right, so
We were at
I
the
would have to
underbelly.
run around
Circus hub.
outside in my full showgirl outfit to make my entrance. And I would
Okay.
put trash bags over my head and on my legs, and I'd run in these trash bags, enter, rip them off, and make my cue.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was
High
insane.
production value
I'm telling
indeed.
you.
I love it. That should be the standard for every showgirl. Come out in bin bags and bang. That's amazing.
Make
bin
my
bags
cue.
are trash
Make your
bags in
cue.
American.
Sorry, yeah, trash bag. Thank you for translating.
You're welcome,
I
Colin.
loved the mac and cheese truck. Did you ever go to one of those?
The mac and cheese truck.
Yes, we went there once.
Did-
that
I
was
don't
my
remember
that was honestly that was my kryptonite. I just what's worrying is that I was trying to be healthy for a few years, and one year I went like pretty much every other day to get mac and cheese. This year was like my first time in 3 years having gone to the mac and cheese truck, and the guy he went, "Oh, you're the guy who likes the mac and cheese this way, but without mushrooms, but with extra truffle oil." I'm like, dude, how have you remembered that? From like, Chloe will tell you, my wife will tell you that I have pretty much weird orders everywhere we go. And it's only because like I like things a certain way, but also I found if you do it, like if you change something, like I love drinking gin and tonic with 3 slices of lime, people remember it and they always get the order correct.
Oh,
It's
you got a
almost
point.
like, yeah, it's like if you ask for just like a margarita pizza, there's a chance that it's so bland and like mundane, they'll forget. But if you
Isn't
make it,
isn't this the opposite of your training, Colin? When they're teaching you how to get rid of the evidence, you should definitely not ask for that, because otherwise they'll be like, "Oh, I remember that guy came in and he got gin and tonic with 3 slices of lime, and then he killed somebody."
yeah, maybe I'm double bluffing the system. Maybe I'm being so memorable so that you know where I was.
Oh, I don't know what's
Apparently,
going
Piff's
on
not
anymore.
allowed to
Alibis.
order at tables.
If Jade starts ordering 3 limes, I'm in trouble. Colin, I'd
Yeah.
like to say thank you for joining us here.
No,
Piff
I
Pod.
feel like I just talk. I never know what you want from me in these things, and
What
I
do
try
you
and-
want from me?
I want to find out more about Alex, this Tom Holland-looking fella who seems to just linger in the background. He does the
Don't-
real hard
You,
work.
you don't want to. That's
You
a
don't wanna know about
CSI
Alex.
moment in the corner.
Did you?
The
did you
people
guys-
who do the real work are never mentioned in the Piff the Magic Dragon
Alex
organization,
works
believe
hard.
me.
He really does.
Noted.
The desk was built by somebody who does the real work, and the person who built the desk was managed by somebody who does the real
All
work.
these
and
amazing curtains and everything.
all of this was done by
and all the
people who
production
do the
by
real
our
work.
amazing general
And
manager, Natalie.
Jade's now
Natalie.
mentioning everyone.
Yes, because you have to give people credit for the things they do. Gabriel was amazing at
Yep.
this. Alex does what he does, and your
Whatever
general
that is.
manager tries to keep everything together
No,
in the
it's
Piff
just
world.
you were specific about Natalie and Gabriel's role, and over
No,
there
because
you were
had
just like
already
that little
mentioned-
weasel in the corner.
Alex,
Just
did I not say you did an amazing job?
over
Yeah,
there.
you just didn't say what the job was.
She
but
doesn't
that's-
know.
Which is
Honestly,
in
we don't know.
general.
Your light's gone out, Alex.
I
What does
know.
that mean?
It's time to end.
Colin,
Oh.
thank you for being a part
No,
of this.
thank you,
Las
guys.
Vegas is better off with you, Colin.
Very like what mutual. I love that.
There's not
basically
many
Edinburgh
people.
Festival is ending up here.
No, that's enough. That's enough. Stop coming now, Edinburgh Festival. We're done. The doors are closed. All right. Colin and I were closing the doors behind us.
Oh my God! Well, you know what, Colin? Can't wait till all this gets back in order. Make sure everybody comes and sees you at the Mirage. Of course, you were a semifinalist on AGT, the Royal
And you're
Variety
touring
Show,
all over
co-headlining Las Vegas with Shin Lim, and
and all over America and Canada with Shin
yes,
Lim.
amazing.
Thanks, Colin.
Thank you, guys.
Stay there.
Thank
We're gonna
you.
end. Stay
And bye,
there. Don't go
Chloe.
anywhere. Stay there. Don't leave.
Waiting.
All right. That's the Piff Pod.
Piff the magic dragon.
You can listen to that on TV. No, you just did.